The impact of the COVID-19 outbreak on the commercial real estate market was significant, particularly on office buildings. As businesses gradually return to normal operations and require employees to return to the workplace, they are running into resistance. Commercial real estate stocks have declined, and data shows that vacancy rates for office buildings are steadily rising. Presently, it stands at 13%, higher than it was at the height of the global financial crisis of 2008. Furthermore, real estate investment firms are on the verge of defaulting on billions of dollars in loans on commercial real estate. Hello, and welcome to another video of Finance Sense, where we cover all the latest trends in the financial markets and the economy. Before we start, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment below if you enjoyed watching this video, and turn on the notification bell to keep posted. And now, without further ado, let's start. During the COVID-19 outbreak, most people in white-collar jobs had to work from home. One of the areas of the economy that took the most impact was the commercial real estate market and, more particularly, office buildings. Because so many individuals at the time could work from home, many sat unoccupied. Despite this, businesses were still required to pay rent because of their lengthy lease agreements. Therefore, commercial landlords fared rather well in 2020 and 2021. However, companies are progressively requiring their employees to return to the workplace for most of the weekdays now that the pandemic is over. This should be fantastic news for landlords since it signals the end of the work-from-home era. Despite what appears to be a positive trend, commercial real estate stocks have been drastically declining. Almost all of the largest office landlords in the US have seen their share values fall. There are 2 points of contention here. First, most businesses sign multi-year lease agreements that cannot be terminated without incurring heavy fines. In 2020, several companies hoped to end their reliance on rented space but couldn't until their leases ended. Second, the expensive cost of real estate is another factor. Consequently, REITs or real estate investment trusts frequently take on significant debt to buy commercial properties. In addition to seeing a decline in rental income as a result of the Federal Reserve's rate hike, REITs will be forced to refinance their loans at higher interest rates. Adding to the difficulty of refinancing REIT loans is the financial crisis that has gripped the country since March, placing local banks on guard. As per Morgan Stanley, around $1.5 trillion worth of commercial real estate debt will soon be maturing, which may result in a wave of defaults throughout the industry. Given the multi-trillion-dollar market for commercial real estate, this might lead to a devastating recession. With the advent of modern technologies like Slack and Zoom, many businesses were pleasantly delighted to find that their white-collar employees could complete virtually all their regular office jobs from the comfort of their homes when the pandemic forced them to work from home. Working from home has several significant advantages. First, employees save time each day by not traveling far to get to work. Additionally, many businesses are situated in large cities with substantial real estate expenses and tax burdens. They are compelled to give their employees exceptionally high wages due to high cost of living. Thanks to the flexibility provided by remote work, businesses may save money by hiring workers in less urban or more rural locations. Finally, if everyone works remotely, there is no need to lease pricey office spaces in a large city. Many businesses said in 2020 and 2021 that they would keep work-from-home policies in place even after the outbreak. For instance, Mark Zuckerberg declared in 2020 that working from home increases his productivity and would permit most of his staff to do so permanently. Many companies, not just Facebook, said they would never again require employees to return to the office. But as time passed, it became apparent that perhaps this was a mistake. Even though many jobs could be done entirely from home, there are many distractions and much less oversight. Adults should be more disciplined than children, yet even they can become lax when their employers and coworkers aren't looking. Consequently, many businesses have begun to reverse course on their stances on remote work since the beginning of 2023. According to Zuckerberg, employees are more productive when they are present in the workplace, and Meta is presently analyzing the conditions for returning to the workplace. Meta has been keeping track of the quantity and caliber of work produced by its employees and has discovered that, on average, those who come into the office do better. In 2023, 90% of businesses want to make it mandatory for workers to spend at least some days in the office, according to a new report by Resume Builder. Moreover, the electronic card readers that staff members use to enter office buildings are produced by a business named Castle Systems. Castle can determine how many employees are physically entering the workplace by counting how many times their card readers have been swiped. They indicate that this has climbed to 50% of pre-COVID levels as of May 2022. The industry's revival appears quite positive. So why have office rates dropped even further than they did during the pandemic? Data gathered by Axios show that since the start of the pandemic, vacancy rates for office buildings have been steadily rising. It presently stands at 13%, which is greater than it was at the height of the global financial crisis in 2008. This goes against the trend of improving conditions indicated in the Castle card swipe data, and this is because they're comparing different quantities. The number of employees that enter the workplace is unimportant to a landlord. What matters is the number of floors they can rent. The building's vacant square footage is calculated by dividing its total square footage by the amount of unoccupied space. Consider that you own a 2-story office building. There are a total of 12 chairs, 6 on each floor. With just 1 tenant and 12 employees, the facility is completely occupied, providing you with a 100% occupancy rate. Furthermore, given the nature of the loans as non-recourse, financial institutions stand to lose the most in a property catastrophe. Meanwhile, regional banks may be especially vulnerable to the consequences of rising defaults in the commercial real estate industry. Regional banks favor lending on commercial real estate because of their extensive knowledge of the local real estate market and their connections to local landlords. On the other hand, large national banks lack a strong understanding of the areas in which they operate. They are unaware of which areas of a city are developing and which are declining. Due to this, they choose consumer loans or single-family mortgages, which are far more standardized and merely need proof of income and creditworthiness. Or they lend money to major multinational firms, which are frequently unrelated to real estate. Meanwhile, the collapses of Silicon Valley Bank and First Republic earlier this year resulted in a significant loss of deposits and increased funding expenses for regional banks. If it persists, the pattern of office building defaults might be terrible for local banks. While there may be cause for concern, there are glimmers of hope. Commercial real estate encompasses a wide variety of structures, such as those used for offices, housing multiple families, retail stores, and factories. Approximately 25% of all commercial real estate in the United States is made up of office buildings. As a result, while commercial real estate loans account for 29% of regional banks' assets, loans secured by office buildings likely account for no more than 7%. The other types of commercial real estate, except offices, are all doing well. According to data gathered by JP Morgan, the vacancy rates for residential, retail, and commercial real estate are all at or below their pre-COVID values. Therefore, while defaults on office buildings are undoubtedly concerning, a catastrophe is improbable. Hi! We hope that watching this video was interesting and that you learned something valuable. If you enjoyed it, please hit the notification button, like, subscribe, and watch more of our videos. Also, don't forget to share your comments in the comment section below. This is Finance Sense, helping you stay current on all the most recent changes in the financial markets and economy. Stay safe and look out for the next video.